Hey everybody, it's Paul, your favorite 50-year-old who's here back to talk to you about being fit after 50. Today we're going to talk a little bit about food, a subject that I have a love-hate relationship with. I don't know about you, but it's never a fun relationship to have. And I think probably when I talk about food, I'm talking about losing weight. So how do we lose weight after we're 50? Because it's harder. I can't tell you how easy it was when I was 20 years old and my weight would fluctuate so much. I would be like, I could lose 5 pounds in a week, or I could lose 10 pounds in a week if I really tried. Now I'm really trying, and it's hard to lose 10 pounds. So the heaviest I've been was this last year in 2024. I was up to 217 pounds, and I'm about 5'11", so my ideal body weight is probably about 185. Right now, currently, I'm at 205. I'm still working my way down. I think now my body composition is a little different since I've been weightlifting so much now. I think a lot of my body is muscle, but I still have a significant amount of fat to lose. And it's hard, right? It's hard. You probably clicked on this video because, you're like, yeah, duh, Paul, it's hard. But there's things that I've been noticing that have been moving the needle for me today. And I'd like to take some time and talk to you about food and how to lose weight when we're over 50. One of the things that has really helped me, and one I still have to work on a lot, is just tracking what you eat. It's important to track what you eat. It's really easy to forget, oh yeah, I had that chocolate bar, or I had that pop, or I had something along those lines. So it's really easy to forget that. And so it's important to write it all down, because then that way you actually know how many calories you're getting per day. And I would just invite you just to do that as a first step. Just do a food inventory for the week. Just write down what you had to eat. I mean, if you know the portion size, that's even better. But you'd be surprised with how much you're actually eating. Because if you're looking to see, if you're looking to lose weight, one of the things you need to do, again, track what you're eating. Now, there's that whole thing about calories in and calories out. And there's good calories and bad calories. And there's a lot of calorie discussions. Let's just make it easy. So let's just do with the calories in, calories out. Because and I'm not telling you anything new in all this. This is why these videos are so raw and unedited and stuff like that. I'm just telling you the facts. And the facts, at least, of what I've known. Having worked as a healthcare worker, and also done a lot of research on YouTube and just sort of figuring out my own health and my own personal health journey, where I'm at with this. This is where I'm coming up with a lot of this information. So feel free to disagree with me. And if you find somebody else that you follow, go with that. I mean, the important thing is that you're trying to figure out how to lose weight. Because I think we, especially in America, have way too many calories, and we don't look at what we're eating. So again, we need to measure how many calories are coming in and how many calories are coming out. And to lose weight, you have to have a calorie deficit, meaning you have to take in less calories than what you actually burn. So you might be wondering, well, Paul, how many calories do I normally burn on a daily basis? Well, typically there's a couple different formulas you can use, but what I normally do is say, okay, what's my weight? And I times it by 10. And that's basically a rough estimate of how many calories that you take in, or I should say that you burn on a daily basis. You can even do 12. I think I've done 10 or 12, but a good shorthand, and just for math reasons, like I'm 205 right now, so I need 2,050 calories per day to sort of maintain my body weight. Now, if I want to lose weight, I need to eat less, approximately 500 calories per day in order to be at a start losing weight. And so that's an important key to remember that. Our body weight times that number 10 is just what we need right now. If we want to go into a deficit, we need to take away about 500 to 250 to 500 calories per day. And that's going to only be a pound a week. So that's not going to be a drastic weight loss for us. That's going to give us slow, gradual weight loss. Now, the funny thing in all this is I always remember, I'm like, well, I want to take the weight off fast. But over time is how we got the weight. You didn't just go up 100 pounds in a year. It's very rare that people do that. You gradually, over the periods of our lives, we gained weight, right? We just didn't watch what we were eating. And we went from, we gained an extra 5 to 10 pounds per year. And eventually it just ballooned to this particular way that we're at right now. And so that's going to be sort of the method that we have to use to get rid of the weight. We have to do slow and steady to get rid of the weight as well too. And I think a lot of people forget that. People are like, nah, I can't do that. But that's what we need to do. Now, you can get in a calorie deficit by eating whatever you want. Generally, one of the best things to do, and I've talked about this in my exercise video, which I'll link at the end of this video, is to do sort of a high protein diet. Not a carnivore diet, but a high protein diet. And ideally, you want between 0.75 and 0.1 or 1 gram per ideal body weight. So what that means is if I want to be 150 pounds, I need to consume 150 grams worth of protein. So, and then you sort of add in your fats and carbs after that. Fats are not bad. It's not like back in the day where fats were villainized. We do need fats in our diet. Carbs, we don't need as much. I think the thing that I know for me, when I remember the food pyramid, we were always supposed to have all these carbs as our basis. But unfortunately, the food pyramid was more of a propaganda thing, and the scientists who came up with it were doing it, got paid to do it, and they were by a company or a set of companies. We didn't get the real food pyramid that we needed, because if you look at previous food pyramids before this one was written, it was a lot of you need protein. And so now we're going back to the basics. We're going back to having to have protein again. So the ideally is to have protein, about the size of your hand with every meal. One good way to get started is just have a big protein sort of breakfast. And so, like I said, for me, I normally do protein yogurt. So each of those are about 15 grams of protein and about 90 calories. So I do 3 of those, and so that's 45 grams of protein. And then I do a protein shake on top of that, and that's 30 grams and about 300 calories. So looking at that, it's probably about, if I do the math right, about 600 calories for breakfast. Then I try to have the same thing for lunch and about the same thing for dinner. The hard thing is snacks, and you have to really figure out what you're going to do about snacks. So as we sort of think about that, to sort of having a high protein meals and stuff like that, now we got to sort of figure out how we're going to make that happen. It's great to say in purpose, but it's another thing in execution. And I'll just tell you right now, willpower isn't going to do it for you, because it doesn't do it for me. When there's a cookie on the table, I'm going to eat the cookie. So how do we make it so that it's impossible for us to cheat and makes it more likely that we're going to stick to what we're doing? And that's in engineering our environment. So what we want to do is we want to create an environment that eating is made easy. And eating the good stuff is made easy. So what am I talking about? So one of the best things to do is to, in talking to engineering your environment, is to put out plates of fruits and vegetables instead of cookies. And don't even buy the bad stuff. Don't buy cookies, candy, chips. And you're probably like, Paul, but these are what I need. If you're going to want to lose weight, it's not. I mean, and that's the thing too. Do you really want to lose weight or don't you? And that's just an honest question. If you're watching this video right now and you're like, but I can't do that, then I would ask you, do you really want to just a question. Do you really want to lose the weight? Because you don't have to. I will tell you to make your life easier if you lose the weight, because it's going to help reduce your inflammation. It's going to help with disease processes, especially if you have type 2 diabetes. Losing weight is going to help a lot. It's going to help your joints. It's going to help your pain. It helps so much stuff. But the problem is you're going to want to have to do this. And you're going to have to take steps that you're not going to like. There's stuff that I don't like, not being able to eat. But, if I want to lose weight, I'm making the choice to do that. And so I'll do another video about, we have to really talk about why in terms of your, why are you doing stuff? Because if you don't have a why, especially when it comes to diet, you're just going to go back to your old ways. And this is the reason why people gain all that weight back, is because they don't change the process. They go on a diet for a couple of weeks and, they lose a couple weight, but then the weight comes roaring back. I've been down 10 pounds, and I've kept the 10 pounds off for about 6 months now. And it's been hard. I'm not going to say it's been easy. It's been hard. I have to make the choice to eat the foods I eat. And to be honest, though, I feel better eating the foods I eat. Eating the cleaner foods makes me feel better. But you got to try it for yourself. All right, so we talked sort of about doing a little bit more for protein. Another thing to do for like just the rest of your meals when you engineer your space, meal prep your lunches, meal prep your dinners. So that way you don't have to think about what you're going to have for lunch or dinner. It's already made. Prep on Sunday, prep on Wednesday, whenever you want to prep. I do that for my meals for my job that I go to during the week. I have all my meals prepped for lunch, and for breakfast. I told you what I eat for breakfast. I take that with me. So I don't have to ask myself when I get there, what am I going to have today? Because more likely than not, if I'm going to have to choose, I'm going to make the wrong choice. Just saying. And there's nothing, because we're human. And so it's important that we have meal prep so we can say, this is what's going to be in my meal. I know my macros then. Macros, whenever you hear that word, just simply means proteins, fats, and carbs. I know how much is in that. I tend to eat. I just go on YouTube. I look on the YouTube shorts and find good chicken recipes for meal preps. And the one I've been doing right now is Yum Yum Chicken. It's been great. It's a little spicy. And then I do it like I put it on a low-calorie tortilla, or I've done it with white rice before. I've done it with vegetables. I've done it with pickles. It works. It's just great. I just do that, and I know how much I basically eat. I know I get about 600 calories, 600 to 700 calories, and it keeps me full too. Protein is great at keeping you full. So I would encourage you, like I said, to meal prep, especially for dinners as well too. I don't do that as much as I should because I eat with my wife, and she doesn't want to meal prep right now. But like tonight, we're going to have a salad with steak. And so it's good. I have my protein. I got my vegetables. It's good. For lunch today, just for what I had for lunch, I didn't have my Yum Yum Chicken because that's at my workplace, but I had a can of chicken with some chili we had made. And so the chicken can was 90 calories, and it had 19 grams of protein. So with that, I had almost 100 grams of protein just in that one meal. So what do we do with all the stuff that we like? Well, one of the things we can do, let's say I'm big into pop. I drink a lot of pop, but I just drink diet pop. And you're probably like, Paul, that's just as worse as regular pop. It's not. Studies have shown that, and I've seen this on a lot of YouTubes, that people who drink diet soda or soda that doesn't have any sugar in it are more likely to stick to their diet. And as often as I drink the pop, I drink maybe one every other day. And so I view that as a treat. And a lot of times too, I've been trying to sub in like carbonated water, or I use a lot of water enhancers. And so I have water that I drink like that as well too. And speaking of water, one of the things that can really help with your diet is start drinking the amount of water you have that your body needs. So often the reason why we eat so much is because we're actually thirsty. We're actually dehydrated. And so if you're wondering, we should have about 3 liters of water per day. And so I've been really working on that, and that's been really helpful too. I notice I'm not as snack hungry if I drink enough. I'm still working on my 2nd liter of water for today. I know it's a little later. I'm going to have to get going on drinking water. But so try drinking water too, and you'll notice that'll help too. That helps satiate you for a little while longer as well. So we talked sort of about meal prep. We talked about what type of foods to eat. And again, this is going to help you lose weight. And I think losing weight is the big thing, and it's hard too. You have to have that sort of why. Again, I'll make a video about how to do a why, because there's going to be times when you're going to be not forced, but you're going to have some tough decisions, and to have a cheat meal is okay as well too. I mean, I have cheat meals every now and again. I love pizza, and so I have pizza every now and again, and that's okay. And I don't feel bad about it. I just look at so the one thing I forgot to say is you should, we talk about measuring stuff, you should also measure weight every day. Because if you don't know where your weight's at, you don't know if you're losing. And so I weigh myself every day. And so today I'm down to 205. Hopefully, as we keep doing this series and stuff, I can get down to 200. I think for me, heart right now, 200 is one of those weights where I'm like, I don't know if I can really get there. But I know I can, and I think it's being consistent, like I talked about with the strength video. How do you be consistent every day with this? Well, I hope you found this video helpful. I'm also going to link my video about exercise, so you can watch that as well too, because or strength training, I should say, because strength training is very important. And like I said, if you start eating a lot of protein, you need to start doing resistance training, because that's going to help. Take a look at that video and somewhere around here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great night.